Okay, so I want to take a quick second to just kind of record this riff that I was actually on Instagram just now chatting with a couple peers and couple clients about, and I feel like it's going to be so valuable here too. So I want to talk about the difference between like manifestation and what it truly means in your business. So if you've been following me for any amount of time, you can see that I do teach a lot of strategy with content writing, et cetera, right? But I want to bring to your attention as to why and why it might not be working thus far if you have been trying to be in the vibe, holding the vibe, feeling all the things and aligning with your desires and they haven't manifested yet. So the problem that I see with a lot of the coaching industry at large, and I'm just going to share a story with you because I get to eat a piece of very humble pie at this point in time. When I was growing up, I was praised by how productive I was. I was a straight A student. I was so, I was a person that made varsity in my freshman year. I was this overachiever, this doer, this go-getter, which are all, I mean, these are great qualities to have, right? And there was nothing I couldn't figure out, nothing I couldn't do. And I created this reputation for myself for just like being this fucking badass when it came to like doing anything I put my mind to. And what happened was, as just as much as the pendulum swung too far that way, when I got into business, I carried these traits and I eventually hit burnout because I was doing, and never had any space for creativity or fun or play. And so when I learned the basics of manifestation, it was so sexy to me because I was in such a place of like, I'm so burnt out and I'm just so tired and I just want it to be easy and I don't want to have to effort my way through everything. And so when I learned about manifestation, it was like, oh my God, like, like this is the best thing ever. I just get to sit and I get to lean back and I get to just like hold the vibe and journal and meditate and do all the things. And I get to just like let it come to me. Like, fuck, dude, like where has this been my entire life? So then the pendulum swung heavy that way, where I wanted to do everything energetically. I wanted to sign clients through manifestation and energetically. I wanted to create business and opportunities through just manifestation and just the sheer thought of desire, right? But quickly, as many of you have probably seen, it's like the thought itself is just the tip of the iceberg. It's not actually enough sometimes to pull it to you. And we start telling ourselves rules like we can't move or we can't do certain things or we're going to fuck it up or that we must not really believe in it or really believe that we're worthy to receive it. And the truth is, I would sit on the couch and I would just be like, oh my God, where are my clients? And I sit and refresh my Instagram and, refresh my messages. And I would just like, it sent me into a panic because it was like, all right, I thought that this manifestation shit is supposed to work, but here we are. And, I'm not seeing anybody showing up in my lap. And I can tell you, I am holding the vibe. And so I remember feeling very frustrated, and my desire quickly turned to desperation because I needed results, right? Like we have a house that needs, we have a roof over our heads, we need to put food in our bellies, like life needs to move forward, right? And so I found that once I started actually acting on the ideas that came through, I'd have the desire, right? Like maybe it's like, I want to sign a one-to-one client this week. But then once I started listening to the, wouldn't it be cool if, or like, I wonder how so-and-so is doing. Maybe I'll just check on them. Or so-and-so mentioned working together, a little while back. I wonder if, things have changed. And just starting to take action on those tiny little whispers with no attachment to it, right? It's like, I'm cool if they do, cool if they don't. Like just it thought crossed my mind, I'm gonna just like see. And I would do this for like I'd get an idea for like a sale, or I'd get an idea for a program, or I'd get an idea for, a post or just something. And I would just start following that. And all of a sudden I found that like my quote unquote manifestations would come so much faster when I was a co-creative part of it, when I would start just listening to the little nudges. And I didn't make them mean anything. I didn't say, oh, it has to come through this way, or, I've got this idea to to make this post. So my client must DM me after this post, when there was just no rules around following the nudges and just doing it simply just to see what happened, just as a game. All of a sudden my manifestations just started like pouring into my lap. And it got to the point where it's just like, I could literally think of, oh, I want to fill a mastermind, or I want to sign, I would like to have somebody sign up for this week, or have an idea for the program. And I want clarity around it. And I started to trust myself so much to just move and to just live my life and to just move on the nudges, that it did start to feel like, oh, I just leaned back and it came, because there wasn't like too much over like analyzing everything that was doing to try and find a pattern. There was this room for the universe to delight me and surprise me while I was still moving and creating the results that I wanted to create, and not just passively sitting on them, right? So something I like to tell my clients is, when we're talking about the feminine, the masculine balance, and everybody's business looks a little bit different. For me, I do still have to have quite a bit of free flow and fun. That's important to me, and it's how I work best. But overall, everybody does need a basic house of feminine and masculine balance. And I like to use the analogy. It's like, if we're thinking about a house, right? The masculine is really going to be like the foundation and the 2x4s and the structure and the architecture and the drywall and the shingles and, the siding and everything. It's a structure of the house that holds a space, and it creates a home. It creates a space that's safe, and it's yours, and it protects you, and it's there to just, to hold you in your business or your life, right? But then the inside, or I want to speak about like the feminine, that's like the art and the expression, the creative flow, and like how you decorate it, and the kinds of, sounds that you like, or the smells. It's like, this is all part of like your flair and your vibe and your expression. And when we have the two of them together, that's where we just create these beautiful spaces and these beautiful homes, right? Because the structure is there, but yet so is the fun and the flair and the just all of it. And your business gets to be the same way. And so sometimes that structure can look like, you understand content and copywriting, you understand sales activities, you are actively working and pursuing on lead gen, you are moving the income producing needle forward every single day by certain, performance things or whatever else. You're networking, you're doing the things. But then how you do it, and your flair, and like how you approach it, and your thoughts on it, and the way that you create in this world is really like, that's the feminine side of it. That gets to be really fun, and it gets to feel really good. And that's when the manifestations really start to like accelerate in your life, is when we've got the blend of the two of them together. And so I just find that lots of people are trying to rely too much on one or the other, but we forget that the sweet spot is really when we've created the home, not just the foundation and the walls, but we've actually gone to work and decorating and expressing ourselves and making it our space, is when, especially in the content world online, is when you start to see your clients really start to want to come and experience that space with you, because there's that safe amount of structure that you have, and that's in like your post and how you do things and whatnot. But they also feel like a sense of like, this is some place that I want to stick around, or I'll take my hat off and I'll stay a while here. And that's really going to be the magic with your content. And yeah, I hope that this helps somebody who has maybe been frustrated about manifesting, or frustrated about, why isn't it happening yet? And perhaps all you need to do is to just start listening to the wouldn't it be fun if, or what if I did this, and just start acting on it and start collecting these moments and these experiences without any expectation of either of them to be the thing, right? And then just move through your day, and just know that if you have decided that this is something that you want, it is on its way. And all you have to do is just keep listening to the little tiny whispers in your head that sound like, I wonder if I tried this, or I wouldn't it be fun if, and drop your ego at the door. Because I promise you, once you start moving like this, all of a sudden it feels effortless. It does feel like lean back, and it feels like it just showed up.